You would have thought watching the Democratic convention last week that the Democrats are not in office, that they're not in power, that they're campaigning against an incumbent Republican. When in reality, she's been part of the failures of the Biden-Harris administration for 4 years. And when she campaigned for president, in her own right, she did in fact promise things like decriminalizing illegal immigration and taking away health insurance.
But that's his position she's clearly changed on, and she has said she has changed. Yes, she has.
No, she has not. John, she has not said that.
Kevin Owens on the top rope with Shane McMahon out on the ladder, and a frog splash through Shane, through the ladder.
Let him cook. Let him cook. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Some of y'all missed out on the $1,000 giveaway. So I took, $100, gave it to 10 people, put it in their bags. So if you ordered merch from the store during that video, and if you don't know what video I'm talking about, you missed it. I gave $100. I'm going to do something else like that again, man. I just want to find ways to give back and to bless some of y'all who support me. And, I always find the ways to do that. That's why my stuff is discounted. People tell me all the time, Brandon, you shouldn't discount your merch. You shouldn't do that. Only 10%. I'm like, nah, man. At the end of the day, I'd rather people wear it than for me to have a bunch of merch that's just sitting down there. But it costs full price. It's like, yeah, man, I want y'all to wear this stuff, man. That's more important to me. One of these days, y'all pay full price. So go to the website. Link will be in the description section. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cotton. Somebody let him cook. Let him cook. Put some barbecue sauce on there because he cooking. Get that grease ready because he cooking. All right, clean them chitlins because he's starting to cook. Wash your hands, baby, because he finna cook. I just want y'all to know he about to cook. Chef Boyardee Tom Cotton. He finna start cooking these Democrats. And I love the fact that he's poised. Republicans are coming across, in my opinion, as of late, very poised and efficient and to the point. And they have the truth on their side. Look, when you have the truth on your side and you debate people or you having a conversation with people, it's easy to be calm. You like, I can't believe I'm finna eat. That's how I look at it. Every time I talk to somebody and they say that one thing where I know they didn't study and they didn't do no research and they didn't watch that interview they talking about or they didn't see that documentary or whatever the case may be, I'm like, you finna get killed up in this debate. You didn't watch none of that. You finna take a L dog. And so Tom Cotton is finna get his fool an L dog. One of the most epic interviews that I've seen. The first minute or so, you already know what's finna happen. Roll the clip.
And President Trump is going to draw a sharp contrast with Kamala Harris, who has supported things like decriminalizing illegal immigration or giving taxpayer-funded health insurance to illegal aliens or taking away health insurance on the job for 170 million Americans, banning gas cars, confiscating firearms.
These are all what do you mean taking away health insurance? What are you talking about?
She said when she ran for president that she wants to eliminate private health insurance on the job for 170 million Americans, John.
Yeah, I mean...
Look at his face. He said, I'm finna cook. He said, he called him by his name, John. 170 million Americans, John. Like, bro, you didn't do no homework. I'm finna cook.
I mean, that is not her position now. She knows.
How do you know that's not her position? How do you know that's not her position?
I mean, she says she no longer supports Medicare for all.
She has not said that. Maybe anonymous aides on a Friday night have said that, but the last thing that she said on
this was not a radical convention. I mean, she as you heard me go through with Bernie Sanders, she is not taking the positions of the far left of her party. She's clearly making an effort to move to the middle.
I did hear what you said to Senator Sanders, and I thought it was clear that he's very disappointed that she's taking these efforts not to change her positions, but to hide her positions, John. The American people are totally justified to conclude that Kamala Harris is a dangerous San Francisco liberal based on what she campaigned on the last time she ran for president and what this administration has done for the last 4 years. Again, you would have thought watching the Democratic convention last week that the Democrats are not in office, that they're not in power, that they're campaigning against an incumbent Republican. When in reality, she's been part of the failures of the Biden-Harris administration for 4 years. And when she campaigned for president, in her own right, she did in fact promise things like decriminalizing illegal immigration and taking away health insurance.
But that's his position. She's clearly changed on, and she has said she has changed. Yes, she has.
No, she has not. John, she has not said that. She's not. You pointed out, Senator Sanders, repeatedly things that her campaign has said. Anonymous aides speaking on background to reporters has said, well, she no longer believes these things. Okay, maybe she has changed her position on things like taking away your health insurance and confiscating your gun. If she has changed her position, she owes it to the American people to come out and say in her own words when she changed and why she changed. That's one reason why she needs to address the American people and speak to these questions, because the only basis they have to conclude what she will be like as president is what she's done for 4 years in this administration and what she said in her own voice in the last campaign. Remember, these are not like college essays, John. This is what she said when she was campaigning for president as a 54-year-old woman. If she's had such a radical change of heart in the last 5 years, she owes the American people answers.
How are we even having this conversation? Why are we even talking about the fact that a presidential candidate won't come out and address issues? Ma'am, get on a Facebook Live or something. Get on a YouTube Live. Go on TikTok. Something. You should be at least come out and say, these are the things I changed on. See y'all later. See y'all the next one. What do you mean, remember, president, you don't say nothing? You just, God, these people are dogs.
So speaking of radical changes of heart, I want to ask you about what Donald Trump had to say just a couple of days ago.
Won't criticize Kamala Harris, but he has this profound revelation of what Donald Trump said. But then when we show clearly what Kamala said, he don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear nothing. And all of a sudden, he can bring up something about Donald Trump. Come on, Tom Cotton, start cooking, bro. Put that season in there. Put that season in there, cook it. Make sure you turn it on medium high and cook it.
He said, and this is an exact quote statement he put out, "My administration will be great for women and their reproductive rights." Is he now going to be campaigning on abortion rights? What's going on here?
He will be great for women. He was great for women. Women had great opportunities under Donald Trump. You had a healthy, growing economy. You had safe communities, and you had.
But I'm asking you about the reproductive rights.
Democrats can use phrases like reproductive rights all they want to describe their pro-abortion position, which would force Americans to pay with tax dollars for abortion up to the moment of birth. That's the Democratic position.
I mean,
they can use that phrase if they want to. They don't get a monopoly. They don't get a monopoly on the language to cover up their radical positions.
But I just asked you, it's now Trump using those words. But he's reproductive rights. But he's also said, we also heard from J.D. Vance, that he would veto a national abortion ban, and he came out against using the Comstock Act to prevent the shipping of the abortion pill. So what is happening? I mean, in fact, he said just the other day, he suggested that he may support the amendment on the ballot in Florida to provide a constitutional right to an abortion. I mean, what is happening with Trump on abortion?
So, John, I think you just made a very important point. The only candidate here proposing a national abortion law is Kamala Harris. And we know what that law looks like because congressional Democrats have voted on it. It would require taxpayer funding for abortion up to the moment of birth.
That's not their law. They want to codify Roe v. Wade.
No, that's not at all. That's what they say about their law, John.
I'm asking you about Donald Trump, though.
So first off,
you have a solid pro-life record for as long as you've been in public office. What do you make of what he is saying now, saying he is going to be protecting reproductive freedom, and then he could even support a constitutional amendment in Florida,
first off,
legalizing abortion?
Why is the supposed to be a moderate, in between, impartial host giddy and smiling and think he got Tom Cotton in the I got you moment? I can't stand these smug lunatics, man. You're supposed to be impartially interviewing this guy. If he say something you don't agree with, as long as it's within reason and facts, fact-based, you should let him just continue. Why are you arguing him with your side? And then he tells you all these facts about Kamala and you want to argue with the man.
I voted on the law. You didn't. It does not codify Roe. It goes far beyond what Roe says. It would provide taxpayer funding.
And then he could even support a constitutional amendment in Florida,
first off,
legalizing abortion.
I voted on the law. You didn't. It does not codify Roe. It goes far beyond what Roe says. It would provide taxpayer funding for abortion up to the moment of birth. Donald Trump has been consistent. He said that Roe v. Wade was wrongly decided. Before Roe v. Wade, this question was largely regulated by the states. Now that Roe v. Wade has been reversed, it will be again largely regulated by the states. Kamala Harris is the one that proposes the radical national abortion law.
I could watch this for 3.5 years straight. Tom Cotton just got a lot more respect. I already liked him, but just hearing him whoop this liberal over the head is music to my ears. To my ears. I can't sing. Don't worry about it. Jesus didn't give me that gift. All right? He gave me a gift to talk, but I couldn't sing. Maybe because if I could sing, I'd be singing more than talking, and I wouldn't be benefiting nobody but myself. Anyway, I can sing better than what I just did, but I ain't got no music, and then my key was I was on the wrong key. I need somebody to key it right, and I need to warm up. My voice not warm yet. I got to drink some tea to warm it up. And then I'll be able to sing a little better. Now, don't worry about all that, all right? Just pay attention to the video. So I think that the Republicans have a really strong stance, and they're very confident in their stance. Kamala Harris and them are so radical. I feel like the Republicans are licking their chops because they know for a fact that this woman is not going to be able to stand before the American people and give an articulate perspective. She's not going to give a great perspective on abortion because all Trump is going to have to do is say, it's up to the states. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not banning it. I'm not doing nothing. It's up to the states. If you want it, vote for it. If you don't want it, vote against it. It's nothing to do on a federal level. The Supreme Court have already ruled. That's why we have 3 co-equal branches of government. Because I can't be a dictator and say, this is what I think about abortion. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. It went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made a ruling. Now it's up to the states. If Congress want to do it, Congress can make a decision. But the president is not going to make that decision. It has to be Congress or it has to be the Supreme Court to make some decision that will then end up on my desk. I can give my opinion about it, but my opinion is not legislation. And she got to say something super radical about that, super radical about kids, super radical about the border. I mean, they gotta sound crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if she don't get on there and say my pronouns are her, and hers. That's what they got to do. If they want to get the blue-haired devils that ain't gonna vote for them anyway, they got to say my pronouns are her, and they, them. And I'm a person of color wearing a blue shirt and blue jeans and a white tank top. That's what they got to say, these stupid, ignorant people. Because you don't want to not describe yourself because then you'll be an ableist. Because people who are blind need a full description of what you look like. Like that matters. This is the world that they're going to end up. If we let these fools take over for the next 20 years, first of all, we won't have a country. China will come in here and take advantage of us without consent. And so will every other nation. And we'd be sold out to these countries. We'll just be awash. It will be, once upon a time, America was great. These people don't know what they're doing. They're not qualified. It's all DEI hiring stuff. These people have no right to be in office. They're corrupt. They're ignorant. They have no policy positions, and they don't give a F about you. And what they do is they say, come here, Negro. Vote for me this time around. All right, get out the way. We done with y'all. That's what they do every time. See you on the next one. I'm out here.